Hey everybody, today I am featuring a layout with that darling photo of my grandson, and I'm using that sketch, which is sketch, I believe it's sketch number 224, but don't quote me on that, from the Sketches in Time blog. Again, it's Sketches in Time, but time is spelled T-H-Y-M-E, like the herb. So this photo my stepson took when my grandson did not want to nap one day. So I found this darling cloud paper for like sleepy time with that cute little moon. And I want to make sure that that moon stays highlighted, that I don't cut that off. So I'm playing with spacing here a little bit just to make sure that that will stay on the layout. That yellow paper there is, oh, and I'm sorry, the cloud paper is from the Cute Baby Boy collection, and it's called Barely a Wink, which is very appropriate since he wouldn't sleep there. Now that yellow paper is from Bella Boulevard, the Illustrated Faith collection. It's from the Whatever is Lovely collection and is called Praiseworthy. I'm going to use that paper to represent the long piece that the photograph is mounted on, and that particular in the sketch, it has a bunch of scallops on it, rows of scallops, but I'm only going to do one scallop at the bottom, and that's because I want the title here to be a big feature of it. Originally I was thinking I was going to do that title in gray, but the gray letters just are not the right gray, or they're too big. So now I'm looking through my alphabets and I'm finding I'm looking for something in like a blue color. The paper is almost a kind of a mix of turquoise and blue, so I need to figure that out, how I'm going to do this, which one of those colors it's going to be. That I can't tell you what the title of that alphabet is either because it's pretty old. I think it's one of my original alphas. Actually, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know the title of it, but it is an American Crafts Stickers alpha. I think I bought it like on QVC, seriously, in the mid-2000s when I first started really scrapbooking. So I'm going to use that bottom border just to line it up. I'm more concerned right now about getting the height to line up. I can do the width of it as I start putting the title down, but right now the height is what's all important. And I'm going to have to MacGyver my letters here a little bit, as Sarah Swan says, because I didn't have any A's. So I'm just going to cut off the tail of those Q's to make the A's. And when I do that, if I have more than one letter that I need to quote MacGyver, I like to use the same letter to do it if I can, so that it looks a little bit more natural. So I'll do that with another word. The third word in this title is going to be nap. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to cut off the tail of that Q to get the A for nap. Now I also know that I want to use at least two colors because I really want the I don't want to nap to be the boldest part of the title. And this layout is all about the focus on that photo and title going right down, not the middle, it's off to the right side there, so that his eyes and his head and his face is basically I'm basically using about the rule of the third. So his is on one of the intersections of that third, or at least definitely the vertical third he's on. So I found these letters from Jilly Bean Soup. They are the alpha beans in grilled gray, and I'm going to use them to do the But Dad. So the full title is But Dad, I Don't Want to Nap. And again, right now I'm really just working on getting these to sit vertically properly. I'll worry about the horizontal piece when I actually put them on. And that's really the largest part of this layout. The most time was getting this title done because it is such a huge feature on the layout. And I'm using my tweezers there to get that down just because it's so hard to get them properly spaced without the tweezers. Okay, so now I know about how long I need this to be. And I believe I'm going to have to recut this again, but at least I have a pretty good idea of how long it's going to need to be. So I pulled out my EK Success Punch there. It's called Emboss Dot. I don't know that they sell that anymore, and this is the one that Chamel uses, where if you don't press down hard on it, it won't emboss. It's only if you press down that it embosses. And even if it does, I mean, that happens from time to time with me, it's really not that big of a deal. You can barely see it, especially because I tend to use it on pattern paper, so you really don't see it. So now I'm getting that down, and you'll see I got a little bit of a remainder of an edge there, so I just use my scissors to cut that little kind of tail off. And I'm kind of liking how that is, but now I realize I have a little bit too much space between the photo and the title. So I'm going to reposition the photo. That's one of the nice things about ATG. It's fairly forgiving, although it did pull some of the paper up, but I'm fine with that because, you know, that doesn't really matter all that much to me. The photo is hiding where that paper is. And now I'm going to get the title down. So while I'm doing this, because this is going to take quite a while, I have something. This video is really important. And the reason it's really important is because it is my 100th process video. It's my 100th process video for my channel only. I have done quite a few for the Crafty Maven Getaway where I'm on the design team, but this is video number 100 for my own channel. And I have to say to all of you who watched, just thank you so much. You know, it floors me that at this point, I think I have about 400 subscribers, that 400 people can care enough to actually subscribe to my channel to watch. And I just, you know, I started to do it because I enjoyed watching process videos so much. And I constantly have people telling me I should do it. And I just thought, you know what? It's a fun way to give back to the community. And one of the things I've enjoyed is found out is that I really do enjoy creating the process videos. It's almost teaching, and I'm not, well, I shouldn't say, I'm a massage therapist, so I do in some ways teach people every day how to take care of their body, but I'm not like a teacher of children. But I've discovered I really like that part of the process, explaining what my thoughts are and why I'm doing what I do. I am actually by degree an interior designer, although I haven't practiced as an interior designer in many years, over well over 20 years. But I think it's fun to share things that feel natural to me. So, you know, colors and pattern mixing and all that kind of thing. It's really fun for me to share all of that with you. It makes me really think about why I do the things that I do. Because of that background, I don't often think about it. So anyway, I just want to thank you, all of you who watch me on, you know, once in a while or on a regular basis, and especially my subscribers, because I just think that's really cool. And as long as you're watching and I have the equipment, I will continue to make process videos, at least for the foreseeable future anyway, that I can see. So back to the layout now. I've got my box of die cuts there, and I store these in Cropper Hopper photo sleeves, and I store them by collection, just so that you know what I'm doing, until I use up most of the collection, and then I'll put them together so that I don't have thousands of those, although I do have a lot of them. And I went and I found my Bella Boulevard envelope for the cute baby boy collection. I've used most of those die cuts up, which is pretty cool. I found that little rubber ducky. He's not taking a bath, but I like the yellow that matches the yellow of the layout there. And again, those are the cute baby boy paper pieces. That's where that die cut comes from. Then I found my Oh My Stars die cuts, which the Oh My Stars paper pieces. And that's where these cute little clouds come from, and one of those says awesome for the on the white cloud there, and I'm going to add a little title there because it is not awesome that this young man would not nap. I liked that arrow, but I don't need both sides of it, and it was too long, so I just cut off the striped piece, and I'm going to use that to really draw the focus to the beginning of the title there, because again, this layout is all about the photo and the title, and you see how I'm emphasizing that. I'm going to use these I hate it when I lose words. I'm going to use these epoxy circles and this epoxy arrow from Ellie's Studio, and they're just I didn't write down exactly what the name of that pack was. I'm sorry, but it is from Ellie's Studio, and you can get them on their website. They have them in quite a few different colors. I think I have them in gray and red and maybe turquoise, if I remember correctly, are the colors that I have. But I ordered these directly from Ellie's Studio itself. What I added to that cloud was so not. So now it reads so not awesome. Because this is so not awesome that he won't sleep. I'm going to back that cloud with the foam, my foam tape, that big roll of foam tape. That gives it a little bit of dimension so that it's not as flat on the page. So I've got 3 layers of paper there, the layer of the photo, and then the clouds have dimension as well too. And then there is dimension on that arrow because that epoxy sticker arrow sticker that says today adds dimension. And then I'll actually I'll have another epoxy sticker there. One of the things that you'll notice when you see this is I actually didn't use a journaling card on this layout, which I tend to do a lot. So what I'm looking at now is I'm not liking how that rubber duck is floating, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to ground that a little bit. He's just kind of out there in the clouds, literally. So I'm going to go grab my washi tape, and I store those in cigar boxes, old cigar boxes. So I'm looking, do I want to do this in gray? And it's okay, but it's calling too much attention to the quote shelf. So then I find this washi tape from Freckled Fawn, and I like that better, but I'm still auditioning other kinds. And again, even though this now is the turquoisey blue, it's still drawing too much attention to it. So I'm going to use this washi tape that's white with like blue lines on it. So it's a blue grid washi tape. And I really like how that it's pretty light, but it gives me a little bit of grounding. And when I ripped it, I just ripped too long of a piece, so I re-tore it again so that it would be a little bit shorter this time. And I'm just trying to get where I want that duck placed in relation to how the epoxy circle that says real life is going to sit on that. Now, basically, I'm done embellishing. So I'm going to just add, I'm basically done embellishing, except now I'm going to use some stamps. You rarely see me stamp. I have stamps, but I rarely use them, except I just got this group of stamps in from Allie Edwards for December Daily. That's the name of the collection. And it's all sorts of words. They definitely have seasonal words, but they also have a lot of words she has a lot of words that are appropriate for every day. And I'm going to use, to kind of echo that awesome in the cloud, I'm going to use a stamp that says not my favorite, and another one that says today equals hard. I love the way these stamps stamp. I did a test stamp on some paper. I didn't need to do it. It stamps so awesome. I'm using my Jenny Bolin fountain pen ink here, but they stamp like butter. It's beautiful. Now, I will tell you that I did do something here that I shouldn't have, and I knew it the minute I started it. When I stamped the today equals hard, which is what I'm doing now, I should have taken that today epoxy off, and I didn't. And it caused a little bit of a problem. It's a little bit harder to read, but that was a stamper's error, not the error of the stamp. So if you have not use stamps or you have a hard time using them, I would say start with some Allie Edwards stamps, because these are beautiful and the words are tiny and they are so crisp and so clear and so beautiful. So I would definitely advocate them, as I said. I'm just about done with the layout here. I am going to journal a little bit about what was going on here. Basically, the title tells you that right on the layout. And then this will be followed by a still shot and a couple of detail shots. Again, thank you everybody for watching. Have a great day. Bye!